tayo na sa Beyond the Box. Kukuha tayo ng MacBook Air. Actually, first time ko pupunta rito sa Nomo eh. I haven't actually been here. Baka may parking dito sa left side, kuya. Basket Cafe. Interesting tong lugar nito ah. Ay, pwede tayo dito. Pwede naman ba rito, kuya? Oh, the box there, bro. $5 po, yes.
10 space dito. So, pwede mo pasutan ng full nito.
Full name.
Masend ko po kailangan.
Okay. No problem. Yun, originally kasi ang gusto ko sana yung 16 gig na MacBook Air 15. But eventually, I decided na okay na rin yung 8 gig. In the first place, malaking bagay na rin yun kasi to help me really see kung ano yung difference between the two because I have that 8 gig at home na 13-inch. Yun, ito na! So, if ever magka-issue, dito yes, for adjustment. Okay. Thank you.
Pwede mo muna kayong tumawag para alam na kagad. May contact number na rin po yung nakalagay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so nakuha na natin ang ating MacBook Air 15. Ito yan sa Beyond the Box sa may Nomo Vista Lifestyle Center. Nagulat nga ako kasi hindi ko alam na meron pala silang branch dito sa Nomo, which is just 15 minutes away from our place. So yun, we finally got it. We will have a full unboxing in a little bit and then give you my first thoughts about this, and you know, again, the main reason why I'm getting this one. And then after that, I'll have a few more videos about it. Right. Okay, so we're now back here at the studio, and as you can see, I have several cameras set up already so that you guys would see the unboxing experience. And of course, you know, I will be sharing with you some of my thoughts about the MacBook Air 15. Again, I'm coming from a MacBook Air 13 right over here. And again, the real intention of me upgrading to the 15 is really more on the screen. I'm not getting any younger, no? Just to let you know. And as much as possible, I would want to have a bigger display on my MacBook. The battery life is insanely good, no? Pagdating sa MacBook Air, which I really love about this device. Now, with the MacBook Air 15, you're getting basically a bigger battery, not just simply bigger display. Because a bigger display demands bigger battery. And so far as core performance is concerned, medyo may konting bump in terms of performance, and that is something that I would be checking out in the next few days as I review this product. Okay, so I still have here the box of the MacBook Air 15 that I got a few months ago. And the box is obviously much smaller than the MacBook Air 15. But insofar as storage is concerned, insofar as RAM is concerned, we only have here the 8 gig and also the 512 gig of internal storage. Now, according to Digital Walker and Beyond the Box, it will take a bit more time for the 16 gig RAMs to arrive. Yun talaga yung pinaka-order ko. Gusto ko sana yung 16 gig. But I came to realize na, yeah, I'll be waiting a little longer. And second is, I may not actually be using the 8 gig. I don't know, but in my experience so far, no, sapat naman sa akin yung 8 gig of storage. Now, if you are, you know, someone who is working from home or maybe do some codings and perhaps, you know, going to school in college, the 8 gig RAM is really more than enough. Anyway, enough with that. Let's proceed now with our unboxing. So this is the box. As you can see right here, we have here the 8 gig unified memory and 512 gig SSD, 101,990 But then again, there are other options. There's also 256 gig of storage, which is much cheaper than what we have right here. Again, this is the MacBook Air 15-inch, launched about more than a month ago during WWDC, and we are now here unboxing this device. Now, okay, so let's now proceed in unboxing this. There are two pull tabs at the top and bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove these two. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't need to do that, but I guess if it helps, it helps. All right. Cool. All right. So, yan na, unbox na natin siya. Ganun lang kabilis, no? The unboxing experience of Apple is really straightforward. But again, it's straightforward yet an experience. Ooh, it's a little heavier than expected. I mean, compared to the MacBook Air 13-inch. This one is not too heavy. No? Again, just to let you know, hindi siya heavy. It's just that I was expecting it to be much heavier than this one. But parang halos parehas lang. Which is surprising. Okay, so we have here yung kanyang braided na cable, which is matchy-matchy with the one that we got. Our MacBook Air is the midnight color, and then the one we have here is a space gray color. Now, apart from that, of course, you have here the documentations included. Na rin siya sa box. At syempre, hindi mawawala dyan yung stickers. They also included some stickers right here, which is in black. Cool. Right there. It's not black. It's gray. Yeah, it's gray. Kasi space gray nga naman keyboard natin. At gusto ko dito is yung kasama dito na cable. Rather, yung power brick is yung dalawang Type-C ports, which would allow us to not just charge the MacBook Air 15-inch, but also the iPhone. Now, this one uses Type-C as usual. That means I can just simply carry this with me and not bring anymore the charger of the iPhone 14 because this will work as it should. Okay, and that's pretty much everything inside the box. No? Sabi ko sa inyo, no? Lalo naman, no? Ito na lahat. And that's pretty much everything that we have, no? That this one has inside the box. Okay, right, now we have the cable. We also have here the 2-port charger. Let's now take a look at the laptop. All right, ito na siya. Let's open it from here first. Ooh, okay, nice. Okay, ayan, grabe. Ang nipis. Nipis pa rin niya, no? And it's really huge. Again, this is a MacBook, and it's the first time for a MacBook Air to have this kind of size. And I, for one, am really in favor of that because sa sobrang tagal, no, people have just been using the MacBook Air na hanggang 13-inch lang. People are used to that. And now we finally have the 15-inch. And in terms of size difference, ganyan kalaki yung size difference niya, no? Medyo malaki yan. And very significant yung bump in terms of display size, especially for me. Ang nangyayari kasi ngayon is that whenever I'm using the 13-inch, I will always have to connect it to my monitor. It's not a bad thing. I would still do that naman with the MacBook Air na 15-inch. But insofar as the 13-inch concerned, yes, syempre malabas na dual display ka. Pero yung alam mo na yung smaller display mo is really small. It's 13-inch. So nangyayari is whenever I am editing my videos, I would often just bring the DaVinci Resolve window to the bigger display. With this, I don't need to do that anymore because I know that I'm working on a bigger display. Okay, let's now open the display. Yes. Wow. And that's really huge. Ang problema ko ngayon nito is wala akong wow, that's huge. No, wala akong bag that this can fit in because most of my bags can only accommodate up to 14-inch. Wow. Okay, so 15-inch. Again, this is the 13-inch. Coming from the 13-inch, huge difference. Huge difference. there are three things that I'd like to talk about, in this unboxing and sort of first impressions upon boot up. So we're basically playing around with a bigger display here, but as I mentioned earlier, you're not just actually just using a device with bigger display. Along with that is that you have a bigger battery. Bigger battery, of course, also improved speakers. The speakers on this one, as it was presented during the keynote, is that this one is much louder than the one we have right here, which is the MacBook Air 13.
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. If you know.
All right, I got it. Okay. Yeah, so that's the first one. You get basically better upgrades on this one, especially if you're coming from older generation MacBook Airs. Now, for me, I am coming from a MacBook Air M2 13-inch. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a significant upgrade for me in terms of size, in terms of display size. Now, people might ask me, Gian, ba't di mo na lang kinuha yung MacBook Pro? Size matters, yes, but also weight matters for me. At the end of the day, budget also matters. And yes, you would tell me na Gian, konti na lang, makakabili ka na ng MacBook Pro na 16-inch, with fairly M1 Pro na silicon chipset. But to me, it's okay. Anyway, down the line, I will still be upgrading maybe about 2 years from now or 3 years from now. So, what gives? Para sa akin, okay lang din. To me, this is going to be still a huge upgrade. Okay, it's telling me now to migrate from my old PC to the new one. I'm not migrating because I will still be keeping my MacBook Air. Which brings me to the second point. Yes, I have still here the MacBook Air 15-inch, but what do I do with the MacBook Air 13-inch? Nabanggit ko yan kanina, nasa kotse pa ako, if I will be selling this. Right now, as of producing this video, I will not be giving this up because this for me helps a lot in terms of really how compact this is, especially when I go out like attending events, attending some meetings outside. And kadalasan I don't want to bring din naman na sobrang laki na kagaya nito, To me, this is really more of like a workstation for me. Yes, I do have a desktop PC at home which I can use to edit my videos, but not in this case because in here, I am able to transform this into a mini workstation. Okay, instead of me getting a Mac Mini, I'd rather have something like this, still very portable with the display and yet still harnessing the power of the M2 silicon chipset. With the MacBook Air M2 13-inch, it's still going to be very useful for me, especially kapag ako may meetings outside because it's still very portable. I can put it inside my bag and I can do lots and lots of things with this one. Very capable, very good battery life. Okay? Now, the third point here is use case. Kanina nabanggit ko na malamang for those of you who are currently students, college students, o kaya naman young professionals, you might be thinking of what to get, whether you should be getting the 13-inch or the 15-inch MacBook Air M2. In terms of performance, hindi gano'n nagkakalayo yan. But if you're thinking about getting which one, of course, syempre, titingnan mo dito yung budget mo. May angat ang MacBook Air M2 na 13-inch because this one is a little cheaper compared to this one. But then again, if your work entails bigger screen, then that means dito ka tatalon sa MacBook Air na 15-inch. Now, if you're going to ask me, Gian, prangkahin mo ko ano ang dapat para sa akin. If you are a student and display size doesn't usually matter to you, go with the MacBook Air M2 na 13-inch. And if you are a student and yet the display matters to you or you're a young professional, go with the MacBook Air M2 na 15-inch. Definitely, battery life matters, and if you're after bigger and better battery life, go with the 15-inch, albeit larger compared to the 13-inch, obviously. Now, if you're a content creator and still heavily relies on editing your videos, for instance, on a PC-like setup, then you might as well get yourself a 13-inch MacBook Air so that you can always bring with you your phone, maybe your iPhone 14 or 13, and just simply airdrop your videos to the 13 so it's easier for you to edit your videos. But still, for example naman kung creator ka but not in the content creator setting. For example, you are a photographer, you are doing wedding photography, wedding videography and editing, then very likely kapag katapos mong mag-shoot, you will likely be, situating yourself in a location where you can really work. Then might as well get yourself a 15-inch because syempre, the nitty-gritty details when you are editing matters and bigger screen matters there. Alright, so ngayon, let's now move on to my first impressions. Display size, alam natin, obviously, kanina ko pa sinasabi, ang laki ng display. No? This time, I still really don't feel like using the bigger widgets on the dock. I would still be changing that later on. Pababayin ko ng konti para I have bigger workspace. No? In terms of sounds, obviously, you get better sounds with the MacBook Air. Alright, that's the 30 seconds. Again, yung layo ng mic from there is just probably about a foot. No? Now, here's naman from using rather the MacBook Air 13. So you get bigger bass on the MacBook Air na 15-inch compared to the one here on the 13-inch. And that's a significant boost, no? Sobrang laking boost. Again, we will be having some more benchmarks on this one in terms of audio. This is really more of a first impressions. Okay, so that's my first impressions of this one. I will be writing my full review. I have a few articles about this. Again, official nang available ang MacBook Air 15-inch dito sa Pilipinas. And if you wanna check it out, you can head to Digital Walker or Beyond the Box to check their displays. And then if you think that it's a good fit for you, then you might as well get it. Now, they do have payment options for you to choose from, and that's all up to you. If you want to pay in cash, you get of course a discount, and if you want to pay it in straight payment or in installment, you can also do that as well. As far as I know, they will also be releasing this on their Shopee and Lazada pages, which you might also want to take a look at. So, I'm happy with this purchase for now. Quick comparison lang naman yan, quick impressions, but I will be finding out more in the next few days. Thank you for joining with me today as I got the MacBook Air 15 at Beyond the Box Nomo, no? And also throughout this unboxing and first impressions. This has been Gian of GadgetPilipinas.net. Maraming salamat sa panonood, and for more videos like this, see you in the next one. Bye!